Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're about to dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins you might not expect, the 2004 Wisconsin quarter dollar. At first glance, this coin may seem like just another state quarter, but trust me, it holds a secret that could make it worth a small fortune. Stick with us because you're going to want to hear how much this quarter is worth, especially if you have one of those rare versions in your collection. In 2004, the United States Mint released the Wisconsin quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program. As part of the series, each state had its own unique design featured on the quarter, and Wisconsin's coin was no exception. The design shows a cow and a wedge of cheese, a symbol of the state's agricultural heritage. It's simple, yet symbolic, reflecting the importance of farming to the state's economy. But this coin is far from ordinary, and it's not just the image that makes it special, it's the errors that were made during the minting process. Here's where things get interesting. The 2004 Wisconsin quarter is known for a rare and intriguing minting error that makes certain versions of the coin highly valuable. You see, the original design featured a distinctive feature, a corn stalk in the design behind the cow. But, due to a minting flaw, some of these quarters were struck with an extra, tiny feature on the coin that was not originally intended. What was this error, you ask? Well, it's the extra leaf, often referred to as the extra leaf variety. Now, you're probably wondering, why does this matter? It's simple. Coins with errors, especially ones as unique as this, are far rarer than standard versions. The U.S. Mint never intended for the extra leaf to appear on the coin, and because of that, only a limited number of these flawed coins made it into circulation. Over time, these coins became a collector's dream because they're one-of-a-kind pieces of history. Let's get into the details of the extra leaf error. The extra leaf appears on the stalk of corn on the reverse side of the coin. There are actually two different versions of the error. The first one shows an extra leaf located near the main stalk of corn. The second variety has two extra leaves, a much rarer find. These errors are so significant that they've caught the attention of serious collectors, and coins with this flaw can fetch prices far higher than the usual Wisconsin quarter. Now, you might be thinking that finding one of these rare coins is a long shot. But believe it or not, these coins are out there. In fact, there have been cases where collectors have paid serious money for them. And while you might still find these error coins in circulation, remember that the condition of the coin plays a huge role in how much it's worth. A coin that has been kept in pristine condition without any major wear and tear is always going to be worth more. So, what does this mean for you as a collector or treasure hunter? If you have a 2004 Wisconsin quarter tucked away somewhere, take a closer look at it. Examine the reverse side carefully for the extra leaf or even the double leaf error. And if you do find one of these rare pieces, especially in excellent condition, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than face value. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the big reveal. If you happen to have the extra leaf variety of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter in pristine condition, it could be worth a staggering $57,000. Yes, you heard that right. $57,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of money collectors are willing to pay for a rare minting error like this. So, if you're sitting on a stash of coins, or you're out hunting for new additions to your collection, remember that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hidden in plain sight. Top 2. I've got a real gem to share with you that could make your collection a whole lot more valuable. We're talking about the 2003 Arkansas quarter from the United States, a coin that you might pass by without giving much thought, but if you take a closer look, it could be worth a small fortune. So, if you're into rare coins or just looking for something interesting to add to your collection, you definitely don't want to miss this one. The Arkansas quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999 to honor each state with its own special design on the reverse of the quarter. The 2003 Arkansas quarter was the 25th coin in the series, and it features a design that showcases the natural beauty and rich heritage of the state. On the reverse, you'll find a detailed image of a diamond, along with a rice stalk, symbolizing Arkansas's agricultural roots and its historical connection to the Crater of Diamond State Park, the only public diamond mine in the U.S. At first glance, this coin might not seem like much more than a typical state quarter, but it's what you don't see at first that makes it incredibly valuable. Let me explain. The Arkansas quarter is well known among collectors not just for its beautiful design but also for a very rare minting error that makes it one of the most sought-after coins of the entire series. The error is small but mighty. Some of the Arkansas quarters were struck with a die clash, a defect that occurs when the coin's die strikes the coin with too much force, causing the die's design to transfer onto the coin in unexpected places. In the case of the Arkansas quarter, this error led to a misplaced design on the reverse side, creating an unusual and incredibly rare version of the coin. If you happen to come across one of these misstruck Arkansas quarters, you found something truly special. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with errors, especially ones as rare as this, because they represent a mistake in the minting process, a mistake that only happened with a small batch of coins. Coins with such errors are highly desirable because they are unique, and that uniqueness can drive their value sky high. Now, let's talk about rarity for a moment. While the Arkansas quarter itself is not exactly rare in terms of mintage, the error variety is incredibly difficult to find. These coins were, after all, widely circulated, so most of them have been in circulation for years and show significant wear. But finding one in mint condition, especially with the die clash error, is where the real value comes in. And, because the error is so subtle, it's easy for even experienced collectors to miss it at first glance, but don't worry, I'm going to help you out. To spot one of these rare Arkansas quarters, you'll want to carefully examine the reverse side of the coin. Look closely around the diamond and the rice stalk. If you notice any unusual marks, cracks, or extra lines that don't belong, it could be an error coin. If it is, and it's in pristine condition, you could be holding on to something that's worth a significant amount of money. And now, let's get to the best part, the value. If you've got an Arkansas quarter from 2003 that features this error, especially in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, you could be looking at a value of up to $59,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $59,000 for a single quarter. This may sound too good to be true, but error coins like this are highly prized by collectors, and if you've got one, you could be sitting on a fortune. Imagine finding a quarter in your pocket change and realizing it's worth that much money. Talk about an amazing discovery. So, what should you do if you find one of these rare Arkansas quarters? First, take good care of it. Store it in a protective case to preserve its condition, and if you're unsure about its value or authenticity, have it appraised by a professional coin dealer or a reputable grading service. If it's the real deal, you could be in for a very profitable return on your investment. I hope this video has piqued your interest and shown you how even the most ordinary looking coins can sometimes be worth a small fortune. If you've got a collection of quarters or if you're just starting to build one, always remember to keep an eye out for these rare and valuable error coins. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big find. Top 3. I've got something truly special for all of you who love discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change. We're going to take a deep dive into the 2002 Louisiana quarter, which might just be one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the U.S. quarter series. And no, this isn't just another state quarter, this one comes with a rare twist that could make it worth a fortune. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, make sure to stick around for the entire video because this is one discovery you won't want to miss. Now, the Louisiana quarter was released in 2002 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which highlighted the unique history and culture of each state. The design on the reverse of the coin features King's Cake, a traditional pastry associated with Louisiana's Mardi Gras celebrations, and the Louisiana Purchase, a pivotal event in U.S. history. The intricate design showcases a lily, which is the state flower, and a pelican, which is the state bird. It's a beautiful coin that perfectly represents the state's cultural and historical significance. But here's the catch: while the Louisiana quarter might look like a typical state quarter, there's more to it than meets the eye. Over time, this coin became a favorite among collectors, not just because of its design, but because of a rare minting error that makes certain versions of the coin highly sought after, and, believe it or not, very valuable. The coin in question is part of a unique error known as the double die variety. For those of you who may not know, a double die occurs when a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing the design to be slightly off-center or double-stamped. This creates a distinct look and makes the coin incredibly rare, as it's a mistake that only happens with a small number of coins. In the case of the Louisiana quarter, the double die error can be spotted in the design of the state's name or on the Mardi Gras cake on the reverse side of the coin. The doubled features are subtle, but with a sharp eye, you can notice the extra lines or shadows that don't belong. This error is extremely rare, and collectors go wild over coins with this feature because it's a unique piece of U.S. coinage history, something that was never intended by the U.S. Mint but ended up creating a one-of-a-kind collectible. So, what makes the Louisiana quarter with this error so special? It's all about rarity and the story behind the coin. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins every year, but errors like this happen only in small batches. That means there are only a few of these double-die Louisiana quarters floating around, making them a coveted treasure for serious collectors. Most Louisiana quarters are circulated, and finding one in pristine condition with the double-die error is a challenge, one that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Now, let's get to the part you're probably all waiting for, the value of these rare error coins. If you've got a 2002 Louisiana quarter with the double die error in mint condition, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $54,000, yes, you read that right, $54,000 for a single quarter. Imagine finding that rare error coin tucked away in a coin jar or hidden in your pocket change. That kind of discovery could change everything. And the best part is, while this coin is valuable, it's still within reach for collectors who are willing to carefully search for it. So, if you happen to have a Louisiana quarter from 2002 or find one during your coin hunts, take a moment to really inspect it. Look for those subtle double features, especially around the state's name and Mardi Gras cake on the reverse. If you spot the error and it's in great condition, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of American coin history. Top 4. We're about to explore one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1999 Delaware quarter. While this coin may look like just another state quarter at first glance, it's far more than that. In fact, it might be sitting in your collection or even tucked away in your change jar right now, waiting to make you a small fortune. So if you're a coin lover, or if you've ever dreamed of finding a rare and valuable piece of currency, then stick with me because this one is worth your attention. The Delaware quarter was the first coin released in the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which launched in 1999 to honor each state in the Union. Delaware, known as the first state, played a crucial role in American history as the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. The design of the coin is a nod to Delaware's heritage, showing an image of Caesar Rodney, the Revolutionary War hero who made a famous midnight ride to Philadelphia to cast Delaware's vote in favor of independence. The coin also features a beautiful depiction of the state's outline and the words, "the first state," to commemorate Delaware's historical role. While the Delaware quarter is certainly a beautiful tribute to the state's founding history, it's what happened during the minting process that makes certain versions of this coin truly valuable and rare. Like many coins from the 50-state quarters series, the Delaware quarter became a focal point for collectors, but there's a special minting error that has made this coin one of the most highly sought-after pieces of the entire series. What's the error, you ask? Well, in some of the 1999 Delaware quarters, there was a small but significant mistake made during the engraving of the coin's reverse. The initial design of the quarter featured a small horse's head in the background, which is a detail often overlooked by casual observers. However, in a small number of these coins, the horse's head was mistakenly omitted from the design during the minting process. This error left a distinctive gap in the design, and it's this mistake that has made these coins incredibly rare. What does this mean for you, the collector? Well, error coins are some of the most valuable on the market because they're so unique. The Delaware quarter with the missing horse's head is extremely rare, and finding one in mint condition is even rarer. These coins were initially released into circulation, so most of them have suffered from years of wear and tear, but if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated condition or with minimal damage, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the rarity factor for a second. While the Delaware quarter was minted in large quantities in 1999, only a small percentage of these coins feature the error. That makes them incredibly difficult to find, and when a coin like this does pop up, collectors are eager to get their hands on it. And remember, condition is key. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch much higher prices than those that have been heavily circulated and damaged. So, if you've got a 1999 Delaware quarter, or you find one during your next coin hunt, you'll want to carefully examine the reverse side for that missing horse's head. It's not an error that's easy to spot, but once you know what to look for, you'll be able to identify it right away. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the value reveal. If you've got one of these rare 1999 Delaware quarters with the missing horse's head error, and it's in good condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $67,000, yes, that's right, $67,000 for a single quarter. Imagine finding that in your change or going through an old collection of coins. It's not every day you come across something like this, and it's a reminder of how truly valuable a rare error coin can be. So, if you've been collecting quarters or just keeping an eye out for rare coins, be sure to check your 1999 Delaware quarters closely. You never know, this little coin could hold the key to a huge windfall. Whether you find it in your pocket change or stumble upon it at a coin shop, make sure to give it a thorough inspection. You could be looking at one of the most valuable coins out there. Top 5. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins from the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, the 1999 New Jersey quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another state quarter, but trust me, there's so much more to it than meets the eye. If you're a coin collector, a history buff, or simply someone looking to learn about a hidden treasure in your pocket change, you're in for a treat. So sit tight, and let's explore the incredible story behind this coin and why it might just be worth a lot more than you think. The New Jersey quarter was released in 1999 as part of the famous series that honored each of the 50 states. It was the third coin released in the series, and like every state quarter, it represents the unique culture and history of New Jersey. The reverse design of the coin features a beautiful image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River, a pivotal moment during the American Revolution that took place in New Jersey. The image is not only a tribute to Washington's bravery but also to the state's key role in the fight for independence. But here's where it gets interesting: the New Jersey quarter might appear to be a simple, well-designed tribute to a historical event, but this coin is actually one of the most valuable and sought-after coins from the entire 50-state quarter series. Why? Well, because of a rare and highly collectible minting error that occurred with a small batch of these coins. So, what exactly makes this coin so special? Let me tell you about the inverted reverse error. In the case of some 1999 New Jersey quarters, the reverse design was struck upside down, meaning the side with George Washington crossing the Delaware was flipped on the coin. This error might seem minor, but in the world of coin collecting, errors like this are like hidden gems. And when it comes to the 1999 New Jersey quarter, this inverted reverse error is incredibly rare. You might be wondering, how do I spot this rare error? Well, it's actually a pretty easy thing to check for if you know what to look for. When examining a standard New Jersey quarter, you'll notice that the obverse, the head side, and the reverse, the tail side, are properly aligned. But on the coins with the inverted reverse error, the reverse side will be rotated 90 degrees, so when you flip the coin over, you'll see that George Washington and the other design elements are upside down. This kind of minting mistake is rare, and it makes the coin incredibly unique. Now, here's the real kicker: while a typical 1999 New Jersey quarter in circulated condition is worth face value, 25 cents, the ones with this inverted reverse error can be worth a small fortune. And I'm not just talking about a few dollars here. When found in pristine, uncirculated condition, a 1999 New Jersey quarter with the inverted reverse error can fetch some truly jaw-dropping prices. We're talking about a coin that could be worth $69,000, yes, you heard that right, $69,000 for a single quarter. It's not every day that a coin this small and simple can hold so much value, but that's exactly what makes error coins like this one so exciting. Finding a rare minting error is a treasure hunt in itself, and if you're lucky enough to stumble upon this particular one, you could have a real fortune on your hands. Of course, the key to unlocking the value of this coin lies in its condition. A coin with this kind of error, especially one in mint condition with no scratches, dents, or other signs of wear, will naturally fetch a higher price on the market. So, if you happen to come across a 1999 New Jersey quarter with an inverted reverse, make sure you take extra care of it. Store it in a protective holder to preserve its value and, if you're unsure about its authenticity, have it graded by a professional. Collectors and investors alike will be on the lookout for these rare error coins, so if you find one, it's always worth checking with a reputable coin dealer or appraiser to get an accurate assessment of its worth. Now, imagine finding one of these coins tucked away in your pocket change or among a pile of old quarters you've collected over the years. It could change your life. And it's stories like these that remind us why coin collecting is so exciting. There's always the potential for an unexpected, valuable discovery. If you're just starting your journey into coin collecting or have been at it for years, the 1999 New Jersey quarter with the inverted reverse error is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Remember, rare coins with minting errors like this one are some of the most desirable and valuable pieces in the collecting world. So, to wrap things up, check your 1999 New Jersey quarters, inspect them carefully for the inverted reverse error, and if you find one, don't forget to protect it. It could very well be worth $69,000. Top 6, we're going to talk about a coin that's been flying under the radar for many collectors, the 2008 Oklahoma quarter. You might think it's just another state quarter, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's get into the fascinating details of this rare gem. The 2008 Oklahoma quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each quarter in this series was designed to honor one of the 50 states, and Oklahoma's design features a scenic depiction of the state. The reverse side of the quarter shows a bison standing in front of a native grassland, with the word Oklahoma and the year of statehood, 1907, engraved alongside. The bison is a symbolic representation of Oklahoma's heritage and its rich wildlife history. This design was well received, capturing the spirit of the state beautifully, but here's where things get interesting. While most of the 2008 Oklahoma quarters are widely circulated, there's a rare error that has been catching the attention of collectors. It's not just the beauty of the design that makes this coin special, but a unique minting mistake that occurred during the production of some of these coins. And believe it or not, this error can turn a regular quarter into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. So, what's the big mistake? The error we're talking about is known as the double die variety. This is when the coin's design is doubled or misaligned due to a mistake during the minting process. In the case of the 2008 Oklahoma quarter, the doubling is often most noticeable on the word Oklahoma and sometimes on the image of the bison itself. The doubling creates a ghostly effect, meaning you can see a faint second version of the design just slightly offset from the original. This kind of error is incredibly rare and very much sought after by coin collectors because it makes the coin unique. A standard 2008 Oklahoma quarter without any minting errors is worth its face value, 25 cents. But if you have one with the double die error, it becomes a highly valuable collector's item. The rarity of these coins, combined with their distinct appearance, makes them much more desirable and fetches a much higher price on the market. Now, what exactly makes these coins so valuable? Well, rarity is the key. The U.S. Mint produces millions of coins each year, but errors like the double die happen only in small batches. So, the odds of finding one of these error coins are slim, which is why they are so sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. Furthermore, coins that have been carefully preserved in pristine condition or uncirculated quality can see their value skyrocket, especially when the error is clearly visible and well-defined. It's important to note that not all 2008 Oklahoma quarters are worth a fortune. To be worth the big bucks, the coin needs to have that distinctive double die error and be in good condition. So, how can you spot it? When examining your coin, check the letters in Oklahoma and see if there's any doubling. If you notice that the word looks like it has a shadowed second version of each letter, then you could have one of these rare error coins in your hands. Let's talk about how much one of these coins can actually be worth. If you happen to find a 2008 Oklahoma quarter with the double die error in excellent condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $55,000, that's right, $55,000 for a single quarter. Imagine the excitement of finding one of these coins tucked away in your collection, or even better, hidden in your spare change. Coins like this prove that there are hidden treasures all around us, waiting to be discovered. So, if you've got a 2008 Oklahoma quarter, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for the double die error, especially around the word Oklahoma and the bison. If you find one, it could turn out to be a valuable addition to your collection, and who knows? It could make you a small fortune. And don't forget, whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, always keep your eyes peeled for those rare minting errors. They're often what separates a common coin from one that can make you a lot of money. Top 7 and last rare coin. We're about to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins from the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, the 2000 New Hampshire quarter. It may look like just another coin in the collection, but trust me, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. And you might just find that the one sitting in your collection or in your pocket change could be worth way more than you think. So grab your magnifying glass and get ready to learn about the hidden treasure inside this small yet mighty coin. Released in 2000, the New Hampshire quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which honored each state in the U.S. with a unique design. New Hampshire's quarter features a beautiful scene of Old Man of the Mountain, a famous rock formation in the state, along with the motto, "Live Free or Die," which is the state's well-known and proud slogan. The design captures the spirit of New Hampshire beautifully, reflecting the state's natural beauty and the resilient character of its people. Now, you might think, it's just a state quarter, right? Well, here's where things get exciting. While the New Hampshire quarter might seem like a normal coin, there's a particular error that has made this coin incredibly valuable to collectors. And when I say rare, I mean extremely rare. If you're lucky enough to have one of these special error coins, you could be holding onto something worth a small fortune. The error we're talking about here is a clash die error. What exactly does that mean? Well, in the minting process, dies are used to strike the designs onto the coins. If two dies happen to come into contact with each other before they strike the blank coin, a clash can occur, leaving behind an imprint of the other die's design on the coin. For the 2000 New Hampshire quarter, this error resulted in a ghostly image of part of the reverse design being imprinted onto the obverse side of the coin, or vice versa. This kind of minting mistake is extremely rare, but when it happens, it creates a one-of-a-kind coin that is highly sought after by collectors, but it doesn't stop there. The clash die error is a true treasure because it adds a unique and unusual feature to an otherwise common coin. And just like that, the 2000 New Hampshire quarter transforms from a typical state quarter into a highly collectible error coin, one that can be worth much more than its face value. So, how do you spot this rare clash die error? Well, it's all about paying close attention to the design details. When you look at the front, obverse, side of the coin, check for any faint or partial ghost images or outlines from the reverse side's design. This is the imprint of the reverse die. You might notice it around the edges of the coin or even near the state's motto. This error is subtle, but once you know what you're looking for, you'll be able to identify it easily. Of course, the condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its value. A coin with this clash die error in excellent, uncirculated condition will be worth far more than one that has been heavily circulated and damaged. Collectors are always on the lookout for pristine examples of error coins, as they represent the best and most unique finds in the world of numismatics. Now, here's the part you've all been waiting for: how much is a 2000 New Hampshire quarter with a clash die error actually worth? Well, if you've got one of these rare, error-filled coins in near-perfect condition, it could be worth as much as $59,000, yes, you heard that right, $59,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that something so small could hold such value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. A simple mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a highly coveted treasure. So, if you happen to have one of these rare New Hampshire quarters, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The bottom line is this: if you're a coin collector, or if you're just someone who loves to hunt for hidden treasures, keep an eye out for the 2000 New Hampshire quarter with the clash die error. It's a coin that could dramatically increase your collection's value, and you just might have one of these rare gems sitting around in your change jar, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you found this information helpful or exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our future videos. Who knows what other treasures might be hiding in your collection or in your pocket change? Keep searching, and happy collecting.